Waiting for one child.
Right, walking your dog to heel.
White, yellow.
Heel, you all know the command. What you might not realise is it's a position,
Turn tears to
nothing
laughter,
else.
hate to love,
Right shoulder,
peace,
left leg.
everyone to
Body language comes in,
and
this left hand
here.
here. Now this left hand is working the dog. A lead is an extension of you to that animal. Through this lead, the animal will read you 100%, whether you're nervous disposition, whether you're nervous of the dog, if it's a dog you don't know, whether you're sad, happy, and it's been proven in Russia recently, if you've got a terrible illness beginning inside you. The dog, can you all hear me? The dog will know, so they pick everything up. This dog is going to follow, fabulous. He's probably switched everything off. This dog is going to follow my body language. The first bit of body language is obviously heel. I bring the dog into my left leg. Now when I set off on my left. Because it's a position, so I'm teaching the dog to stay with my left leg. Now because we can't all put Velcro down our legs and down dog's shoulder, we teach it with the left hand, and it's just heel. One sound, heel. Don't learn language, don't learn sentences. This dog is actually now copying my body language. In other words, I'm going slowly, aren't I? I'm holding leaf like this, right? This isn't some highly trained dog. She's a young shepherd, and she's very good. She's quite receptive. If I speed up, I don't particularly have to say anything to her. She should start to build up. Now, if I want to go slowly with her, I'll tell her slow. That's another single syllable. But my body language is going slow. And that's what she's copying. Now I'll try and switch her on just with the commands. Does anyone know the command for turning left with the dog? Doesn't matter if you don't know, why should you? The command is back. I'll show you why. Just watch Holly's bum. Back, 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 back. The bum backs up, right? For turning right, the command is round. You can do this on the spot. So all I'm doing is I'm working this shoulder with this leg. I have to spend a certain amount of time with dog walkers at Bleakholt because most people walk dogs like this. And where the safety aspect is, in Bleakholt, you're allowing two dogs to meet up. They don't meet up and kiss or shake hands. They meet up and have a go. So we don't want that, so we've practically eradicated that. The year before I got here, there were 31 interactions like that. 31. In 2 years nearly, there's been one. So the message is getting through. Now then, to go really slow, she's heard me say slow, but she's following my body language. That's all it is, seriously, it's body language. So teaching the dog to walk with you is not difficult. It takes patience and understanding of the animal. Now then, body language again comes in. If I say wait for stand, I don't say stop. So I'll walk towards this young lady here, and then I'll stop the dog in its tracks. Heel. So imagine I'm coming to a curb. Wait. I keep my left hand where it is because I've always got the dog close, so I'm in control of it. My right hand, cover the eyes, wait. That's body language. The reason you do that, we'll come back to when I'm doing the stays. Wait. You don't praise the dog whilst you're in this situation. Imagine you're at a main road. I wouldn't now be saying, wait, good girl, because good girl, good boy means the end of the exercise. The wait is the action, And the weight also on a stand is the last thing I've said, so it's weight. End of story. Nothing else to say. To place the dog in a sit, put your right hand where your left was to free this up. Go from the shoulders to the croup where the tail begins. Gently. I only work with dogs in a gentle fashion. When you say sit, a single syllable, cover the eyes with the same hand, stay. Sit was the action. She's jumping the gun. Yeah, she's had to work this earlier. And the dog thinks, and when a dog thinks, they get tired, believe you me. Halt, sit. The stay is the last thing I've said, so it's the most important. So again, imagine yourself at a busy main road. You may have a kiddie with you as well. So you want your dog to stay. If a squirrel or a cat suddenly came out of a garden and ran across the road, it's not thinking of you and your dog, is it? And the chase instinct can come in like that. So you've got to be certain that whilst you're watching the traffic, you keep repeating it, stay. Even if the dog's down there, you're not like this to it, but you're talking to it through the lead. Stay, just a touch. It's learning single syllables, which is your language to your dog. Teaching the down, you can do this in the living room, you don't have to go out. Left palm over the shoulders, take the elbow, not the ankle. The elbow was designed by nature to fit your palm, I bet you didn't know that, did you? So as you lift the elbow there, a little bit of pressure with this hand, down. The dog will lean one way or the other, especially when you're first teaching it. So let's say your dog's rolled over on one side. It is still down, then it is stay, but it's on the body, down, stay. I'm not pressing the rib cage saying stay. I'm not talking to the ribs. I'm talking to the mind. Stay. Good girl. Sit. Now the reason we use palms, or the reason I use palms, is as simple as this. Back. Whether you've taught your dog to remain static for whatever length of time, you can practice this from the lounge to the kitchen, or depending how your home's made out, or before you go extended into the garden. Stay. The last thing I've said is stay. When I come to leave the dog, which leg am I going on? The right one. She's only taught to follow the left. So let's strictly condense it. So, you leave the dog on the right. It will learn not to follow the right leg. Stay. The reason I was using palms is when I turn and face the dog, that's what you can see. That. I don't have to say anything because I've been using that every time I've said stay. When you walk back to your dog, as you approach quite close when they're likely to move, enhance it. Stay. You can walk around your dog back to your position, or just pivot back into your position. Don't praise the dog until you're comfortable back in that position, or if you're using the lead, you took the lead, then praise the dog. Good girl. Not a mummy and daddy praise. I can fuss her and go, oh, she's a good girl, the daddy. All this. What's that about? It's a lesson, so it's good girl. If she was my dog, we'll cuddle up and watch Corrie on the couch. That's my business, but you shouldn't allow dogs on your furniture. I do, I don't have a wife to tell me off. Right, the stays. They're 3 samples of the stay, but to teach your dog to stay, it's quite simple. Do your foundation work, heel work, sit, stay. Nobody has ever taught a dog to sit, by the way. I've never met anyone in 43 years of working with them. If you have, let me know who they are. Nature taught a dog to sit. We place them in it with a sound. Stay. Fingers on top of the head. And that little lump is the cranium, by the way. I've met people who thought it was their dog's brain. Seriously. Just give a little finger massage. Right leg, This is teaching your dog to do a stay that's never done it, say. Walk around your dog right first, stay. Just do that. Don't stand on tails and think you're clumsy. When you come back to heel, good girl. You'll notice I don't dish food around, right? I might be from the old school, but I don't use food, it's bribery. To extend from that, because everything's progressive, to extend from that, step out from your dog, stay. And answer command, go around your dog in a wider area. Only show your palm when you know your dog can see it. I've seen people go like this to the dog, stay. This dog's circle of sight is roughly there, it is not here. Come back, stay. Then start going forward from your dog, turn around, stay. And work from 30 seconds to a minute to 3 minutes, 4 minutes. All of us have waited for a bus at some stage. 3 and 4 minutes is a long time. But teach the dog that stay is stay. If the dog moves, correct it, place it back in position. Don't let your dog get away with anything. Yeah. Now then, you've got the foundation, that's heel work. You've got the stays, which you do heel. The weight again, I've forgot to mention this, when you've got a young dog, say you're bringing one up, like the little shepherd here, once you stop at a curb, you'll find your puppy will sit down. Because whilst the puppy's skeleton is quite heavy, obviously it's a pup. It takes 11 months for that skeleton to develop. But the muscle hasn't developed to carry the skeleton. So every time the puppy has a chance to sit, it will. Understand that? You can see where that's coming from. So, if your puppy sits and you actually want it to be in a stand, just go under the tummy, bring it up, go in the middle of the back and say wait. That takes the focus off sitting down, and what the dog does is he enjoys it. If it does sit, you stop. Obviously you stop because it's gone out of position. Go back under, bring it up. But that's generally with puppies. Now then, teaching your dog to come back to you, it isn't difficult. But again, you've got to persevere and put patience and time into it. Everything's done via the lead. So I'll walk her towards you and then I'll do a recall via the lead. The command is come, come, come. So when you hear people set off with their dogs every day of the week like this, come on! No such a command. You can practice this in your garden, in your lounge, anywhere you want. Just walk the dog any pace you wish. The first command is round because it's a right turn. But don't forget, you would have been teaching left and right before you get to this stage. Round. The dog faces you. Come, 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 come. Come. Keep the dog close. It'll have an adrenaline rush because it's exciting the animal. Take the dog's face. Wait. That weight, don't forget, that you've been practicing when the dog was that position. So it's weight. Now there's two ways you can get back into heel position with this dog. Get it on my left leg. I can pivot. It's there, right? Or if it's learnt the right turn, it would be round. Get your eyes off the dog. I think the goats are. Round for the sheep. Round and it's back in heel position. When it's learnt left and right. I'll recap on everything in a minute, but it's so simple training a dog, it's not complicated. If you want to train your dog and have a little bit of bond with it, and an happy dog, it's a pack animal, it needs to know its position in the pack. That sad affair in Wigan not long ago, I worked for the judiciary with dogs, so I defend and prosecute people. And that sad affair in Wigan, where the young girl died, the woman who was prosecuted only under the Animal Welfare Act because until they changed legislation they couldn't have a manslaughter. She was actually, she admitted it, afraid of the dogs. If she'd been responsible dog owner and raised them correctly like you raise your children, that incident would not have happened. It's as simple as that. Here. Steady. I'll do that recall again. This you can practice walking down the street. When I'm training people's dogs, you know, on a private basis, I always practice on the street, in the human environment. Come. Wait. Heel. And you can be doing all this on the street. People will admire you, you know, if you're working your dog. Now then, I'll do a sit.
No, why are you walking in it?
Stay.
Good grief, leave it.
So you're practicing with your dog till you get decent stays. Stay. She's focused on me. Now I want to invite her to me. I know I love you too, but she moved without me telling her. I'm not a cruel individual like someone in America, right? I treat dogs with total affection. The only command I give if you're going to tell a dog off is no. There's no silly tantrum. I'm working with the dog, not a human being. Stay. So we start again.
Alright, so you hear what the lady said, and then you wait to the goat farm.
Now to call her to me, I'm going to invite her. Because it's important that she associates coming to me with pleasure. Wait. Heel. Good. I wanted to associate that coming to me, if she was my dog, that coming to me is a pleasurable business. What a lot of people do, they don't teach the dog to come back first. They wait till it's a few months old, 6 months, say 7 months is the average age. They come to a park and they go, I think I'll let it off, I'll have the courage. They haven't taught it anything, and off it goes. And the first time they call and it comes back, what do? Put a lead on. The dog's not daft, you know. The next time they take it to the park, hey, came back. Set it off again. The next time the dog will stop 6-8 feet away because it's come into its mind. Hang on, the last time I got a lead put on. So you don't do it like that. Again, in the living room, everything is progressive. You can be in your lounge like this, stay. You don't lead on your dog, obviously. You can do this, stay. It's your little territory. And you can move, say, 3 feet, 4 feet, but it's all gradual till you say you're in the kitchen. Come. Never mind. Round. And then you extend it. Now, I don't know about you, those who've got dogs. I've more than one dog at home. Quite often I'll go in the kitchen, they'll be in the lounge or wherever, and I'll just go to make a cup of tea, like we do. But I will suddenly, say my back's to the kitchen door, I'll be making a brew, and then I'll suddenly go, I won't shout dogs' names, they know my voices, they know the names, I don't have to use the names, and I'll just go, come, and they all come bounding in. As they arrive, say I'm at the kitchen unit, I will turn around and greet every one of them. Then what do? Just go back to making my brew. I switch off. They've learned a lesson, and I know they'll be sat there or looking. Oh right. Then they'll realise because I'm ignoring them. Oh right, yeah, right, and they'll wander off back round the house. What I've done is kept the minds up here on the exercises that I do with them, because it's a thing for life. Just going back to the recall for a moment, a little puppy like Cassie there, who's about 11 weeks, 14 weeks. I know Amy and Lee do this. You take her to a safe field, take the lead off, walk away. We'll run away, look at her. She needs mum and dad, so she's got to follow them. So as you walk away, you suddenly turn, come, she will naturally follow them. They give her a look, turn around, walk another direction. You do not wait till your dog's 6, 7, 8 months old before you start laying it off the lead. You do it at that age. And she will always associate coming back to them as not a problem. Even when she gets over 6 months, when the instinct to start reading all the sense of what they mean and what they don't mean comes in. Because what they don't want is a dog that says, I can hear you, but I'm too busy. There's an interesting sense here. When you're working with working dogs, they have got to ignore everything from a rabbit suddenly coming out or a frog passing its path. It's got to learn to ignore all that and come to you. And that's all you do it by is habit and association. So in effect, you can see what I'm talking about. When we set up body language, it's the second most important part of a dog's communication. If you've seen a dog dip down on its front legs and its bum in the air, you probably all know that's the play bow. It wants to play. Don't assume a waggly tail is a friendly dog. I can assure you, when you're preparing to put a dog on somebody, its tail is going 100 miles an hour because it's looking forward to the command to see them. It's an adrenaline rush, it's excitement. A dog's not bad-tempered when it jumps on you, you know, a trained dog to attack. It's not bad-tempered, it's doing what its owner's telling it, so it's happy. Heel, left leg, walk your dog at different paces. Certainly, if you've never taught your dog to walk the heel, teach it by going slowly. It'll pull at first, draw it into your left leg. You're dictating the pace, and like I say, you can speed up, the dog will start remaining with you. If you're athletic and you like to run with your dog, just hold it out a little bit, because otherwise your legs could get entangled and you're the one who's going to fall over. Heel, practice, or whatever, again in the house. Practice the 3, the 2 and the 1 now and again. Let's say today, if I take my dog down, I might decide every curve I'm just going to say wait. So I'm not going to do sits, I'm not going to do downs. Tomorrow I might decide we'll just do sits every curve. Because they take a lot of my time up. And I work with dogs every time I take them out. You will never see me around these areas walking with dogs like I'm not with them. Right? It's not a chore, I'm in their world. They have something to do on every walk, and that is how they learn. So, another day it might just be downs. And the downs straight away, here, down, when they know it. But at first, like I say, you pick up that leg just gently, and with a puppy like that, they'll lean. So go with the lean and roll them over. Tickle the tummy, cover the eyes, stay. And before you know it, she'll be good at 6 months of age, honest. Yep. So, let's just recap and then I'll let you go. There's going to be a fancy dress with the dogs. And let's hope we get a good one that can win that. So, heel work, 3 paces. Slow, heel, slow. Walking pace. And if you so decide, marching pace, that's up to you. But give them all the paces. Every so often, every 10 feet, wait. And I'm talking to her even doing this, wait. Because the lead's an extension of you, don't forget what I said. Practice the sit, right hand, shoulders croup, sit, stay. Sit's only the action, stay. The down, when you've got the down, down. As soon as she's in that down, stay. It's the best command in the world, wait and stay. Because you've got the dog under control. That's if the dog's passing you or whatever. The idea of working a dog left and right, anyone remembered the commands for left? Back. Shh. Anyone remember for right? Round. Round, yeah. Heel. Imagine I'm coming down your road. And coming my way is one of the new culture's idiots. Got a dog he can't control, knows nothing about, it's 4 or 5 feet ahead of him, and starts growling at mine as they're coming along, and he's like posing a bit because he thinks he's, you know, he knows it all. I'm not going to cross the road. I'm not even going to talk to the idiot. I might give him a card, but I will do this. Say he's coming along here, and he gets to roughly where the trolley is. I do this, round, leave, and I'll look at him. Then I'll go back, and I'll carry on my walk. I've not involved my dog in negativity because I'm not here to do that. So turning your dog left and right is a good thing to get into, and you can do it back, round, back, back. You can walk into your dog, round, go the other way if you want, but it's you handling your dog. If you keep it away, you're going to tell her off in a minute. You can keep her away, your dog away from a lot of trouble with other people's dogs. So, if you were here next week and I said, I want to see the dogs that were here doing this, I should really expect nothing bigger. You're alright, it's not going to happen. But, good girl. Always finish on a positive, never a negative. Even if the dog's been getting on your wick a little bit, finish with a sit at the front door, praise the dog, finish on a positive. Don't fall out with your dog, oh you annoyed me today, and go in the house because you'll destroy everything you did half an hour earlier. Stay positive. As you know, the dog is a very important friend in your life, isn't it? Sadly, Bleak's full of a lot of dogs that were let down by their owners. So, thank you for your time. I hope it was useful. And if it wasn't, buy a horse. Okay? We're going to do a fancy dress dog show, so hopefully you'll all be here to have a laugh at that.